Hi you guys, welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker and welcome to show and tell number 195, I believe. 195 or 196. So, welcome to my apartment once again. As we are still in temporary housing, we probably will be through the end of the month. We're still trying to schedule closing for the new house. We are having a lot of showings. There's at least one a day in Charlotte. So we're kind of in this between kind of state. I did go up to the house Tuesday, grab some stuff that I had forgotten, got the mail, which included my ALC package for this month. So I will be sharing you guys the ALC because the Arkansas Yarn Company package, I think, is due to be delivered either today or tomorrow. So next week when I'm up there, I will grab that. But the Yarnable, I think, is due to be delivered on Friday. So I do want to share with you guys the ALC. I will probably still do a separate video sharing both the Yarnable and the ALC when I have the Yarnable in hand. It will take me an extra week, though, to get the Arkansas Yarn Company package and film the unboxing for that and all the prep work for that review series. So on Friday the 11th, I will be in Charlotte at the Southern Comforts Yarn Festival or Yarn Market, Fiber Market. Southern Comforts Fiber Market. I will leave a link in the description box down below to their website. They are having classes that start on Friday. It runs Friday and Saturday, the 11th and 12th of August. I have been saving my pennies, and between my birthday gift and what I have used so far this year, as of right now, my budget looks like it's going to be like $450. So, and that's just the yarn purchases. That's not going to include things like stitch markers or a drop spindle or anything else that I may be considering purchasing. I have been told that this year's silent auction items are absolutely stellar. So if you guys want something to do next weekend, August 11th and 12th, please come down to the Southern Comforts Fiber Market. I will be there at least on Friday. I may or may not be there on Saturday. I would love to meet you guys if you are in town, and also come and support these lovely businesses. There are so many amazing vendors who are going to be at this market, and it's now expanding with vendors outside of just the Carolinas. So we have some amazing things. The woodworking company that I really liked from last year that was new to last year's is going to be back. Cardinal Woodworking is going to be back this year. Sue and her husband make some absolutely phenomenal items. I believe Apothecary will be back again this year. Cheers to You will be back this year. I'm trying to remember the one that's got the multicolor swirl hair. She used to have a shop in Huntersville. Oh no, she's Cheers for You. It's Hand-Dyed Diva. She's going to be there again this year. The other one I was thinking of is Studio. That's where I went for the Knit in Public Day. Anyway, they're all going to be there. I am very excited. There are a couple things that I already have on my would like to purchase kind of list. There are a couple things I've had my mind set to try to find this year. I am considering once again getting a loom, but I don't think I'm quite ready to do that, especially with the move. So yeah, please come and join us on the 11th and 12th for the Southern Comforts Fiber Market. As with previous years, I will be filming content, sharing with you guys vendor booths. I am hoping to maybe have a couple Q&A moments with some of the vendors, depending on what's going on and how many people are there. I am aiming to get in just a little bit early so I can do a full walkthrough of the entire place and give you guys a feel for the layout of the vendor market. So I am very excited. I cannot wait. I am just Like, I really hope like Black Cat's back. I haven't looked at the vendor list completely. I know Dusty's Vintage Buttons will be there. So if you are a sewer or do garments and are always looking for interesting buttons, Dusty has some amazing buttons. I don't know where she finds them all. I don't know where she sources them all. Some are vintage, some are new handmade buttons, but they are amazing. I could spend $200 on buttons, just shopping her thing and just putting them in a jar to look at. They are that amazing. So anyway, you guys, I'm very excited about that. I am working on fixing my schedule so I know what the plan is. So if nothing else, next week, I will be going to Charlotte on Friday. So I will be able to pick up all my packages by no later than Friday. But I think I'm probably going to end up going up there either Saturday or Monday right now, because there are some things we do still need for the apartment, like coat hangers. Yeah, so that's where all that is. That's what the future plans are looking like. I have not picked a pattern, but I do kind of want to pick a pattern and do some shopping for a pattern. I am thinking about, there's, I'll put a picture here. I've got time to edit my video today, so I'll put a picture here. I kind of might want to find some yarn for this sweater. As we are moving back to Columbia, it is even more humid here. And there is a smaller window to be able to wear wool t-shirt sweaters. But I have been eyeballing this sweater for a while, and I'm thinking maybe I might get like 3 different vendors' yarns together and make the sweater. There will be a link in the description box down below for the pattern. It is a paid for pattern. I am looking at buying all 3 and getting the discount for all 3, but I really like the reversible nature of the V-neck on this sweater. So I might circle this, and when I'm up at the house on Saturday or Monday, go ahead and print the pattern and maybe do some pre-shopping. Also, there is a Facebook link for the Southern Comfort Fiber Market to get like the vendors to share, like pre-share some stuff. There are some amazing custom dyes coming. I am planning on meeting up with Erica from the Lopsided Crafter, so she will also be there if you want to come and join us. I believe Channy P is also going to be there. She's the one that did the super adorable yarn chicken, and there's another one I got in a subscription box. The enamel button badges. I also purchased her button badge for or enamel pin for the market last year. So anyway, I could just sit here and I'm so excited. I am so very excited about next weekend. I'm going to have to like film my Thursday video early, my show and tell video early next week. So I've got Thursday to kind of like get things laid out, but I should have plenty of time. Anyway, so what have I actually had my fingers in this week? So somebody's walking their dog. So we're basement level in this apartment. So when people walk their dogs, when the windows are open like they are right now, you can see straight in here. So I've got my big ring light going, and I look like a crazy person just sitting here making videos. It is a cute little like Yorkie poo looking dog. I love watching it floop. So I have been working once again on my Arkansas Yarn Company Sock Yarn Society project. This is the Blackberry Crescent Shawl, I believe. Grab my pattern. Yes, Blackberry Crescent Shawl. So I have about 20 grams of yarn left in here. So I'm on the eyelet row now. So I probably have just enough to do one more set of eyelets and garter stitch. You can tell like with how much bunching we have, how long this is actually going to be. I think, you know, this is that Dragon Horde colorway. I really love how this works up because with the texture, it does kind of, in the eyelets, it gives the illusion of scales, which is kind of why I ended up going with this pattern, even though I had 2 other patterns chosen to maybe do with it. you know how that goes. But I absolutely love how this is working out. That peridot lime green color as it comes up just adds so much dimension, especially with the textured nature of this shawl. So I am super duper excited as to how this is working up. I can't wait to have it off the needles. I am using, I think, a size 9 ChiaoGoo. No, size 7. With the fingering weight yarn. So I will be able to share this unblocked. It is a very loose stitch pattern. The eyelets don't really have to be stretched to their max. When I am situated in the new house, I will probably wet block this, but I'm excited because a lot of the dresses I ended up having to bring down with me are black. And like I've said before, I prefer to wear something to cover my shoulders when I go to mass on Sundays. So I will be able to wear this as soon as it's done. It just won't be like finished, perfection finished. But I keep trying to get this done because I have a really cute black dress that I would love to be able to wear. The day we moved into the apartment, I had an accident with one of the bags I was carrying. So last week I had to wear a long sleeve dress to cover the bruises. They look a lot better now, but I do still need to be covering those when I go places. I don't want to be distracting. The other thing, I told you guys I was going to start the Franken scarf pattern just because I have a bad case of starteritis. You guys know I am very prone to casting on and starting new projects constantly. It was no exception last week, and I knew it was going to happen. I just really wanted to start something different and new. So I have started this with Knit Picks Brava, and this is it's a marl yarn. We are getting some flashback, but I don't have really good overhead lighting, and as it's kind of semi-overcast, I am getting a little bit more glare from my ring light than I normally would. But this is where I am on it. I have my second ball added in. So what the deal is with this is, it's really hard on camera to show you guys. Let's see, if I turn off the light, you can see a little bit more of the texture pattern, I think. So there are different directions in the pattern for how to choose which pattern stitch you're going to do. So there are 10 different stitches that she has in the pattern. You have garter, stockinette, rib, moss, basket weave, seed, basket rib, double seed, zigzag, and diagonal. And in the pattern, she actually has different ways that you can use to choose your stitch pattern. So she's got, you can roll a dice, do a random number generator, which is what I'm doing, scraps from a hat, deck of cards, or a spinner. Now, that's how you randomize the stitches, but not only that, she's also got in the directions, oh, that's the Cerebella shawl. Let's see where it is. Unleash your creativity and bring your own monster to life with this extraordinary knitting pattern. Just like Dr. Frankenstein stitched together various body parts to create his monster, you'll combine different pattern stitches and yarn choices to craft your own one-of-a-kind scarf masterpiece. So the idea behind this is, while I'm doing it with just a single yarn, you could be using multiple yarns. You could be using multiple weights of yarn, which gives you a very different textured effect. I do want to circle back to this. I do have a yarn collection that is textured yarns, and I would kind of like to come back and kind of play with that a little bit. But this would also be a lot of fun if, say, you've got a lot of minis. Like I shared with you guys, I've got a lot of 10 and 20 gram minis that I've been using out of my scrap basket, and my less than 10 is what's going in my scarf shawl project. You could marl those together and each time you change your stitch pattern, you could randomly draw a yarn out and change one at a time that way. So you get a nice blended look, but at the same time, you're getting all of your stitch patterns. I don't know, that might be a little busy just because these are micro textures with the, like the seed rib here, and oh, well, show you the right side. So we have stockinette here, and there's no transition rows, but it would be very easy to add a yarn over row in between. So you do have a transition row. So I think something like that might be a lot of fun. That's just me spitballing ideas of how to do this again and how many different ways to do it. So I did mine double wide because I want this to be a wrap shawl. But once again, you could do this half as wide and do a scarf. Mine's 80 stitches, plus I added 3 on each side. So I actually cast on 86 stitches for mine because I wanted a garter stitch border on it. So anyway, I highly recommend the pattern if you're looking for something that is going to keep you going, but at the same time would be something very easy, like as a car project. You know how I love my brain simple projects when we're talking car projects. So this is something that would very easily translate to being a car project. Coffee, 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 coffee. It's still before 10 o'clock in the morning. All right, next up. So on Friday last week? No. I did this Monday this week. So, like I said, I had a little bit of a cold. I was feeling a little on Monday. So I sat here and finished watching Wednesday. So I thought it was adorable. I did not think Catherine Zeta-Jones and Gooseman had much chemistry as Morticia and Gomez. I didn't really have a problem, though, with him being cast as Gomez. I know a lot of people did. I didn't really have an issue with that because, I mean, he kind of looks like the comic book, the comic strip Gomez. I didn't have a problem with it. I just didn't think they were very well written, and I don't think they created any chemistry with each other. So everything that they were in, they kind of fell flat. And I didn't really feel like they had chemistry with Pugsley or Wednesday either. I did like the show, though. I thought it was adorable. It was a fun... I thought it was a fun, updated version of how they would function in society. Once again, the family's not judging Wednesday, but society does. I thought it was cute. I personally liked it. I know a lot of you guys have already seen it. I liked it. So anyway, I sat here watching the last couple episodes of that and put together yet another blanket. This time, it is all bicolor squares. And once again, because of the sitting arrangement here on the sofa, I really can't get a very good shot of the blankets. So I'll lay it out on the bed and do a picture and put it in over here. I really like how this turned out. I think it's super duper mega cute. But, you know, this is my second blanket since we moved in here. I do still have enough to do at least one full blanket in my box because guess what, guys? Yesterday, after I got done doing everything, I have not woven in the final ends on this. I did another one, and this one may actually be my favorite. So I took the variegateds and solids and did an alternating pattern with them. And I actually started out, so I still had ends to weave in on these two. So what I did is I built my rows as I wove in the ends. and really considered who was going next to each other and tried to coordinate. Lean this way so I can put it in the picture as I talk. I wanted to not match, but to coordinate the colors as they touched each other. So while they don't necessarily directly match, it's not like a blue on a blue or something like that. Like I had drawn this one and this matches the yellow or coordinates to the yellow and the pink, but the yellow coordinates to this block, the garnet coordinates to this block, the pink obviously coordinates to this block, and this kind of blended in. These all match, even though they're not matchy-matchy. So we do have some where it got a little matchy-matchy, where it was blue on blue, but that actually just kind of worked. We have some pink on pink. This is that neon. So this is actually the block I started with, and I did the neon to the yellow, to the blue, to the purple variegated. Then I started over again. I took the pink out of this one and did pink. Then pink. The blue went with the pink, or the blue. Then the blue goes to the blue. And the pink coordinates into the purple. And then we've got this coordination here. The purple and the pink coordinate. They don't match, they coordinate. So anyway, that's how I kind of like laid this out, where it's not a perfect match coordination combo, but I was very mindful of who I was putting next to whom. So in my box, let's see how. That's now my third blanket completed since we got here. So in my tub of squares, my primary set now is bicolor variegated. We do have, this is bicolor variegated. We do still have some of like the LSU blocks and some just plain variegated blocks. I think this may be my only solid on solid two-tone square. But we've got maybe 30 or 40 left in here. We have some solids still. But I'll do a count and put a number here on the screen of how many squares I have left. So I've got enough to at least do one more blanket. This one I think I'm gonna do all randoms. I'm just gonna like grab 20 blocks out and randomly smush them together into the blanket. But that'll give us 4 blankets here. I can piece one of these together in about 6 hours. So I am using a continuous join method for this. So starting at the bottom corner, you do three sides, then you come back up and join your next square, border it down, join your next square and come down, and then you'll come back down. So you end up moving in a serpentine pattern, adding your squares in, but you add like the second row will be like little flags, and then you come in and you work in a scallop, basically joining those all together. I love this method for joining these granny squares. Number one, it does give you what looks like a continuous pattern. Your pattern matches up corner to corner here, so you end up with a actual join corner here. It's also very fast for me. So I do crochet fairly quickly. The longest part is you do take the hook out and, slip your stitch through, do your 3 double crochets, take your hook out, slip them through to create the adjacent joins, but it just seems to go so much faster than any other join method. So while I'm not following the Hooked on Robin tutorial for the open granny join, I would highly recommend her tutorial on the open granny join. I will try to remember to leave a link directly to that video in the description box down below. If not, I will still link her channel. The Hooked on Robin tutorial is absolutely brilliant. She does a very good job at illustrating and talking through how the join is done, so you don't really end up with a whole lot of confusion. I highly recommend it. I think she's an excellent teacher as far as trying to figure this out. It is a very confusing technique until you get it, and once you understand how you're joining the pieces together, then you've got it. I still occasionally have to pull up. I've got a picture showing the order your rows are. I still sometimes have to look at the arrow diagram just to make sure I'm joining it the right way. But I highly recommend using that tutorial because, like I said, I mean, it's about 6 hours to join. That's 20 blocks, 5 rows, or 4 columns of 5 or 5 rows of 4, however you want to look at it. I'm doing 5 and then 4, just because it gives me the longest amount of flow in between groups. But anyway, that is beside the point. I think it's a very easy technique to follow. I think her tutorial is excellent. She does an excellent job of explaining it. So if you do want to try the continuous join, I highly recommend it. The only thing I've done on these two is done 2 granny rows to create a border. I'm not doing any fancy bordering on these blankets. These will be donated at the end of the year. Actually, tonight is my first time back at the personal ministry at my home parish, so I'm very excited to see everybody again. I haven't had a chance to see anybody since we got back, so I'm very excited to see everybody. And once I have pictures of everything and everything's all pulled together, I will go ahead and donate these at that time. So we will finally have some things on my checklist for this year's goals that include the donations getting out. So I'm very excited about that. Last thing I wanted to share with you guys was this month's ALC. Good news, you guys, they are currently open. So go, if you've been wanting to try out ALC, wanting to get the mystery yarn every month, definitely go check them out. I will have a link in the description box down below. As you guys know, I did do a full review. I'm assuming many of you know. I did do a full review of the ALC and have since then continued to get it. At the time that I reviewed it, it was gifted to me by Nikki. However, I am now paying for this 100% out of pocket because I really love my subscription. So first off, we have this super precious little stitch marker here. It is getting very blown out, but it's a little lollipop with a little ombre. We have a macaron little case. And powerful hydration for dry lips with hydrating technology. So the primary ingredient in this is petroleum, petrolatum pametanol, which is a Vaseline type emollient, thick sealing. So if you've got something like a lip serum that is very thin, that is to do repair work on your mouth, something like that, over top of that to lock in the moisture and lock in the medicated stuff you're putting on your mouth is very good. That's also a trick for when you're trying to lock in something like a non-retinol serum in the evenings. You can, I mean, that's the whole purpose to slugging, is to lock stuff into your skin. So if you've got a treatment you're putting on your skin that is a non-irritant, I would not do this over retinols, and I would not do this over like a vitamin C treatment or something. But if you've got something else that you're trying to lock into your skin, putting a very emollient moisturizer over top will kind of lock that in, Give your skin time to absorb it, as well as absorbing any moisture that is locked in between the petroleum and your skin. So something like this is excellent. Actually, if you've got a lip serum, you're trying to repair some cracking or something, to lock that in. That's just a little random side tip. Like I always say, you never know what you're going to find out over here, because I am full of the most random information anybody could ever know. So the yarn I got is cotton candy with sprinkles, and I kind of want some more of this yarn. I want like all of it shoe-dyed, not just like my one skein, but I'm trying to be good because I want to spend my money at the fiber market. But at the same time, you guys, how perfect is this? I mean, we've got the blue, we've got the purple, we've got the pink, we've got the speckles. I do have my Swift emballer here, and I brought my extra yarn cake sleeves. They're somewhere over here, I think. But look at how perfect. Look at how perfect. I absolutely love it. Once again, between my ALC and my Yarnable, I am never disappointed. Nikki almost always dyes a colorway that is just me. It's my colors. She and I have very similar color palettes. So I'm never going to be disappointed with the colors she chooses. And of course, I absolutely adore speckles. I think speckles are so much fun. I love the way speckles break, and I love the way speckles play on color. She is not hiding the desire to put speckles on color, and I love that. It's such a fun thing to play with. A lot of people will make negative space in their yarn and then speckle the negative space. I really love speckles on color. So 100% diggity down with this. I might have to order an extra skein or look for a purple, blue, and pink that match it. Now, I obviously do not have my previous ALCs and Yarnable here to do my normal pairings. They are packed up in the closet downstairs that has all my yarn that was not on the yarn wall. So anyway, that is my ALC. I hope you guys are as in love with it and shocked and awed by it as I am. Once again, I think when you find a dyer that you jive with, something like their monthly subscription box is a wonderful way to expand what it is that you have and give you more tastings and more opportunities to pair things together. Normally when I do these unboxings with Yarnable and ALCs, I have been getting them now for 12 months plus. I show you guys some pairing from previous months, but unfortunately I can't do that this month. But I love when you can just trust that the dyer that you're working with or the dyer you're purchasing from is making things that really do speak to you. Now, when it comes to my Yarnable, it is a little bit different because Cheryl will go completely off in left field, and you would think it's not my color palette, like the butternut squash yarn. It's not my color palette. I don't normally do yellows and oranges and browns, but that yarn is so gorgeous. I bought that as a separate thing. She has a way of just creating a pairing that is so unique that you're just immediately drawn into it. So once again, two very different styles of dyers. Absolutely love them. I can't wait to see what is in my Yarnable. I gotta be patient. I gotta be good. Like I said, I'm either going up Saturday or Monday, I think. So I will hopefully have my hot little hands on my Arkansas Yarn Company and my Yarnable very quickly. So next week, hopefully we'll have the unboxing of the Arkansas Yarn Company yarn and the update on my review series for that. We'll have the unboxing of the Yarnable and the ALC together. So you just kind of got like a sneak peek today. Then the following week, we will have a vendor show and tell and vendor walkthrough where I splice together a whole bunch of video content of the different vendors that are at the Southern Comfort Fiber Market. We will also have a separate video that is what I purchased from the Southern Comforts Fiber Market. And hopefully by then we will also have a show and tell again. So in some combination in the next 2 weeks, we will have a whole bunch of yarny eye goodness. and we should hopefully have some projects that I will be up to sharing. So check out the description box down below. I know I threw a whole bunch of information at you guys, but definitely check out the description box where we'll have like the Franken scarf pattern, the link to the ALC, the Blackberry Crescent shawl, the link to the Southern Comfort Fiber Market, something about the Hooked on Robin stuff. And other than that, you guys, I love you. I look forward to seeing you guys real soon. I hope you have a wonderful day, and please take care. Bye, guys. Might help if I get the right clicker.